Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. You have probably heard the so called scientific error claim where Islamophobes scream the Quran says the sun sets in a muddy spring. Look, scientific error. But do they even understand basic reading comprehensions? Well, today we are going to break it down once and for all and show you why this claim is absolute nonsense. Let's go straight to the Quran. The verse they are talking about is Surah Al-Kahf, chapter 18, verse number 86, where Allah describes Dhul-Qarnayn's journey. Until when he reached the setting of the sun, he found it setting in a spring of a dark mud, and he found near it a people. Now let's analyze this properly. Does this verse say the sun literally sets in a pool of water? No. This is simply describing what Dhul-Qarnayn saw, his perspective. Look, if you ever been watched the sunset at a beach, what do you see? The sun appears to sink into the ocean, right? But do we actually believe the sun is diving into the water? No. This is a common way of describing how something looks to the observer. Even today, we use similar phrases. Have you ever heard a weatherman says, the sun rises at 6 a.m. or the sun set behind the mountains? Is this a scientific error? No. It's observational language. If Islamophobes apply their same logic, they should start arguing that meteorologists are unscientific. Now, let's see how classical Islamic scholars who understand Arabic far better than any YouTube Islamophobe interpret this verse. Ibn Kathir explains that the verse means Dhul-Qarnayn saw the sun setting in the water from his viewpoint, just as anyone at the shore sees the sun disappearing into the horizon. Al-Qurtubi clarifies that the sun does not physically sink into the water, but that this describes the perception of the observer. Tafsir al-Jalalain also states that it's about what Dhul-Qarnayn saw, not what literally happened to the sun. Not a single respected scholar in Islamic history has ever said that this verse means the sun physically plunges into a puddle. This is just an Islamophobic invention. Now let's talk about Arabic. The key phrases here is wajada, which means he found it. The verb is used when describing personal perceptions or experience. The Quran doesn't say the sun entered the spring. It says Zulkarnain found it setting there, as in that's what it looked like to him. This is like me saying I found the moon resting on top of a mountain. Does this mean the moon actually landed on the mountain? No. It means that's how it appeared to me. Now, some critics says, oh, but the Quran should have explained that the sun doesn't set. It's actually the earth rotating. But hold on, since when does every book have to be a science textbook? The Quran was revealed for guidance, not astrophysics lessons. And by the way, the Quran does describe celestial movement correctly. Surah Yasin, chapter 36, verse number 38 says, and the sun runs its course for a term pointed. This perfectly aligns with modern science, which confirms that the sun moves through space in its orbit. The Quran also states the sun and moon are in precise orbit. Surah Al-Anbiya, chapter 21, verse number 33. Here's the funny part. Modern scientists, including NASA, also use observational language like this. Astronomers regularly describe the sun setting and rising in the official report, even though we all know it's actually the Earth rotating. For example, NASA's website talks about sunrise and sunset on Mars. Does that mean NASA believes the sun literally moves up and down over Mars? No, it's just how things appear from the surface. So if Islamophobes claim this kind of wording is an error, they better start complaining to NASA too. So let's summarize. The words describe what Dhul-Qarnayn saw, not scientific claim about the sun's location. Classical scholars will always understand it as observational language. Even in English, we say the sun rises, the sun sets, and nobody calls that unscientific. The Quran accurately describes the sun's movement elsewhere. Even astronomers use similar observational terms. Islamophobes have no argument here. They are just exposing their own ignorance, twisting the Quran while ignoring their own book. Alhamdulillah, Islam stands strong. If you enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment. Even if you are an Islamophobe, go ahead, expose your ignorance in the comments. And of course, share this with anyone who has doubts. May Allah guide us all. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.